we're devaluing work. That's why these engagement scores, which are shocking to me, 30% engagement, that is a total disaster. And I've had that confirmed by Malcolm Gladwell and also Jim Clifton of the Gallup Institute. This is a disaster. And
why? What does
this.
Devaluing work mean? We're just not enjoying ourselves? We don't feel connected with our jobs?
Yes, we don't feel connected with the purpose of our organization. We're doing the work, but we don't see the bigger picture of how this is changing lives, how it's creating an exciting product, how it's saving someone's health, how it's helping energy. I think here, as I look at the problem, it goes a lot deeper. Ever since 2008, 2009, we had the recession. We laid off a lot of people. Who got laid off? Not the management. It was the workers, the people doing the work. Meanwhile, we laid in a whole other layer of regulatory controls, and certainly in financial services, but in healthcare and energy, in IT, you name it, and the controls are really making it oppressive. Couple that with the fact that there's so much pressure, growing pressure on short-term earnings, that we have this whole cadre of middle managers who think their job is to deliver quarterly earnings, not to create great teams, not to do great work. And so the focus has all become on, can you make your budget, can you make your revenues? And we've created way too many managers and not nearly enough value for the people doing the work. They're the ones that should be paid, not all the people in between.
Bill, are we putting too much on that job satisfaction? Do you understand the vision of this company? When I was a little girl, my mom and dad were focused on getting a paycheck so they could put their kids through school. I'm not sure my dad felt connected with the vision and the social good of the place where he worked, and he was okay with that.
I definitely think it's changed. The millennials, the Gen Xers and millennials, they want that connection. They demand it. They don't want it. They demand it. If not, they go out and form their own company. I mean, they're very impatient to get that. They want to see, how am I spending my time? Does it have a meaning? And I don't think we're putting enough emphasis on it. I think companies are, they say all the words at the top, but it's not really believed throughout. That's why I love the Medtronic mission, which was at every level, the people doing the work. You go into the factory and they know that one slip on a product, someone could die, and so quality's got to be perfect. They don't need all these inspectors. The people in the labs are breakthrough innovation. I mean, that's where the energy must be, and I think we've diminished that, and that's my big concern.
Bill, are we overstating this, though? Millennials don't want jobs they don't believe in. They'll go out and start their own companies. Just yesterday, the headline crossed that Morgan Stanley Summer Associates, you had a 90-to-1 chance of getting that job. So for all those people out there with this populist opinion that they don't get what banks do, they don't see any value in it, they're still banging down the door to get those jobs.
Oh, yeah, they are looking for the good jobs. There's no doubt about that. They would love to have those good jobs. That's true. But how good is Morgan Stanley or any other organization if you only have 30% of your people are engaged? So it's not just getting in, it's what happens when you get there.
But why?
If you're getting 30% engagement, it's a disaster.
Why is it a disaster, though? Why do they have to be engaged? If you have people knocking down your door to work at Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs, why do those companies have to engage their employees? They're going to have people coming through no matter what.
Well, they may have people, but we have warm bodies, and we don't want automatons. So we don't want people just doing the work. We want people that are enthused about their work, excited about helping somebody make some money, or restoring someone to full life and health. I mean, or discovering oil, or having a breakthrough in IT. I mean, that's what people want. I think they deserve it. And I fault management at all levels for not focusing on the mission and giving them that, being out with them. I think way too many people are sitting in conference rooms and meetings. And look at the pharmaceutical industry. So much money spent in R&D, and so many big companies not getting anything out because they haven't inspired their people. We've got to do that. That's the job of leaders. And I also fault our own business schools for teaching too much management, not enough leadership. 90% of it's management, 10% leadership. Should be the other way around. We're teaching too much technique, too many skills, and not enough focus on how to lead. We don't need sales managers. We need sales leaders. We don't need quality inspect. Go ahead.
If you're in management right now, don't you have a massive amount of pressure to answer to your shareholders? You don't really have time to go to an off-campus retreat for team building. You got to just deliver results.
Trust me, the only way you're going to deliver long-term results, sustainable results, is if you have inspired employees. And employees only get inspired about customers. They do not get inspired about earnings per share. Maybe the executives do, but I can tell you the employees do not get. They get inspired about saving a life. They get inspired about making a great product or providing a great service or helping people in a restaurant or an airline. And if you're just focusing on earnings per share, you're going to totally turn your employees off.